integrity and rigorous dedication to excellence in your programming and reporting. I can't say it any better than Jan did, so I'm just going to let Jan make the case. Be like Jan. Donate to WNYC. We have $24,000 to go and a half an hour to do it. 888-376-9692 or give online at WNYC.org.
WNYC supporters include Carnegie Hall presenting pianist Jan Leschewski, who performs a recital of preludes of Chopin, J.S. Bach, Rachmaninoff, and more, March 13th. Tickets at carnegiehall.org.
WNYC, independent journalism in the public interest. 93.9 FM and AM 820. NPR News and the New York Conversation.
Marketplace is supported by Bitwarden. The Bitwarden Password Manager enables quick and easy logins through biometric unlock and password autofill. More at bitwarden.com.
No, seriously, who says this economy is boring? From American Public Media, this is Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Twilio Segment. Segment brings customer data together for real-time insights, so companies know each individual like they are their only customer. Learn more at segment.com. And by Microsoft Visio, helping users create powerful visuals to bring their best ideas to life with ready-to-use templates and thousands of customizable shapes. Microsoft.com/Visio. And by Progressive Insurance. Progressive is looking for individuals who want to join an inclusive and unique culture. More information, including application, at progressive.com/careers.
In Los Angeles, I'm Kai Rizdal. It is Thursday today. This one is the 7th of March. Good, as it always is, to have you along, everybody. Washington, D.C. has been the center of the economic universe. Today, Jay Powell made another trip up Capitol Hill, the Senate side this time. The Fed chair said pretty much the same things he said yesterday, which is what happens pretty much every time he does these back-to-back things. And then tonight, a certain speech that has been all over cable news, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 out here on the West Coast. I'm going to go ahead and put the over-under on the number of times the word economy is mentioned at 15. We will update tomorrow. In the meanwhile, we go to the actual heart of this economy, retailers and consumers on this program. Walmart and Target are getting serious about competing with Amazon Prime. Walmart Plus has a new on-demand delivery program starting Sunday. Target is launching its own version of Amazon Prime. It's called Target Circle 360. That'll be out in April. However, do consumers really have room for another retail subscription? Marketplace's Kristen Schwab has this look at the competitive field.
Raghu Iyengar is feeling oversubscribed.
Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and then we have Sling as well to watch cricket. And then we have all the Razor and the grocery delivery and all of that. So I think across all of that, I would easily say 10 plus.
10 plus subscriptions isn't all that crazy. Iyengar, who's a professor of marketing at Wharton, says the average American has 12. But that doesn't leave a lot of room for another subscription like Target Circle 360.
Who are the customers that are willing to pay for an Amazon Prime subscription plus a Target subscription? That might be a very narrow list.
Narrow, but not non-existent. Diana Smith, an associate director of retail at Mintel, says nearly 80% of Americans have access to an Amazon Prime subscription, and more than 30% of Amazon Prime members are also Walmart Plus members. That means there might be room for Target to draw from its loyal customer base. But Smith says Target will be playing catch-up.
I do think that Target is coming in a little bit late. They are going to have an uphill battle with this.
Target Circle 360 costs less than its competitors. A cheap introductory offer, then $99 after that. That's $40 less than Amazon Prime. But all Target offers now is fast shipping, while Amazon and Walmart have streaming and groceries.
The biggest challenge is just trying to differentiate itself from the other big players.
Thing is, Target can't afford to not try. Katrine Keelans, a marketing professor at the University of North Carolina, says it's getting harder to move customers past window shopping to actually pay for the stuff in their carts. She says subscriptions remove the credit card home address information barrier.
So that is something that people tend to dread. So you really do lose a lot of shoppers.
Heelan says customers tend to be loyal to subscriptions. They want to get their money's worth. I'm Kristen Schwab for Marketplace.
Okay, true story. The Fed's Beige Book, it's 8 times a year regional look at this economy, which comes out, not coincidentally, 2 weeks before each meeting of the interest rate setting Federal Open Market Committee. You might remember we talked about the most recent one yesterday. Anyway, it is called the Beige Book because the cover is actually beige. It used to be red and for internal Fed eyes only until the early 1980s when the Fed started releasing it to the public and changed the color to beige to make it less conspicuous so it would not be taken as a preview of what the Fed is about to do at its next meeting. So, beige? Yes. Boring? Au contraire, as Marketplace's Mitchell Hartman is about to convince you.
The Beige Book paints a picture of how the national economy's doing through local eyes. So here's the snapshot from the guy who writes the report for Fed District 8, St. Louis, Missouri, economist Charles Gaskin.
The middle of the country, the heartland, so to speak. At a 10,000-foot view, we continue to see increases in economic growth, but probably at a slower pace.
Moving east for another snapshot, here's Michael Gritton. He runs Kentuckiana Works, the workforce development agency for the Louisville region, also in Fed District 8, and home to major operations for UPS, Ford, and GE.
This economy is about as good as you could hope for it to be. I mean, unemployment is below 4% across our region. We're a manufacturing and logistics place. Both of those businesses are still thriving.
Further south and east, Sean Snaith directs the Institute for Economic Forecasting at the University of Central Florida.
Many were certain that there would be a recession. There's really nothing resembling a recession right now happening in Florida, quite the opposite.
Tourism's strong across the region, which is Fed District 6. Consumers, though, are stretched.
We're expecting some slowing in Florida's economy because of the erosion of household budgets, but the strength in the labor market is allowing people at least to, come up and get their head above water.
There's less evidence of labor shortages around the country, according to the Beige Book. Michael Gritton's seeing that in Louisville.
We are not getting the kind of frantic phone calls that we were getting in 2022, where employers were really desperate.
One worrisome development, a huge healthcare employer's vacating its 27-story downtown headquarters.
That's a big psychological blow.
It's a problem in a lot of places, says the St. Louis Fed's Charles Gaskin.
There's definitely challenges in office space, and we're hearing that from a lot of contacts. Our malls have been a challenge over the last decade.
Though he says smaller retail space seems to be doing fine. I'm Mitchell Hartman for Marketplace.
Let's do the numbers. Dow Industrial's up 130 today. That's points, 1/3 of 1%, 38,791. The NASDAQ surged 241 points. That's 1.5% there, 16,273. The S&P 500 up 52 points, 1%, 5157. We heard from Kristen Schwab about retail subscriptions that are offering to compete with Amazon Prime. Trying anyway. Amazon up 1.9% today. Target went the other way, down 1 2/10%. Walmart dipped 1/3 of 1%. 148 years ago today, Alexander Graham Bell received a patent for the telephone. According to the latest research by Pew, 97% of American adults now own some kind of cell phone. 15% of adults have internet access through their smartphone, but do not have broadband internet at home. You're listening to Marketplace.
The Marketplace Numbers segment is supported by Odoo, simple management software for all your business needs. Marketplace is supported by Raymond James, a firm focused on transforming lives, businesses, and communities through tailored wealth management, banking, and capital markets solutions. Disclosures at raymondjames.com. And by the Peter G. Peterson Foundation, a nonpartisan organization dedicated to raising awareness and accelerating action on America's fiscal challenges to build a brighter economic future for the next generation. Learn more at pgpf.org. And by Brains On, the award-winning podcast for kids is coming to a theater near you with a hilarious science-themed live show that takes the audience on an adventure through the brain. Learn more at brainson.org/events.
Hey, what's up with Shelley from accounting?
You mean her warm glow?
Yeah, that's what it is.
She finally became a member of WNYC and got a warm glow as a thank you gift.
A warm glow. Are you making that up?
No, it's a term from economics describing the positive emotions some people feel when they help others. I'm a sustainer, so I automatically get a warm glow every month.
Become a member of WNYC right now and immediately receive your warm glow as a thank you gift. It feels both warm and like you're glowing. It's yours free when you contribute in any amount. Feel great and support the news we all rely on.
And I also got the mug and the umbrella and this tote bag.
Become a member right now. Here's how.
Call 888-376-9692. You can also go online to WNYC.org and click on donate. We're so close. This is like the moment of peak tension in a movie or something. Yeah, like literally it's the final countdown. We have 20 minutes left. You heard that right. 20 minutes left. We're shutting this pledge drive down at 7 p.m. and we have $17,000 left to go. We've really whittled that down over the last few hours. We're in literally the final stretch here. If you want to stand up right now and be seen not only by us but everyone in your community by getting that down to zero, it is your moment right now to call and contribute to WNYC. 888-376-9692 or WNYC.org.
If it's important to you that everybody has information to make informed decisions, if it's important to you that that information be available to everyone with no barrier to entry, if it's important to you to have a place where people can have difficult conversations about really difficult topics on air that in other places would be too polarizing to even touch, but we do it on a daily basis and we build community on the airwaves, then it's time for you to donate to WNYC. Today is the day. We are in the last 20 minutes. It is go time. We need to do it. We have $17,000 more to give. Michael in Middlesex, New Jersey donated and wrote, member of the Procrastinator Club. No more, Michael. You have graduated. You are now a member of WNYC, which is the best appellation in the world.
Yes.
Join Michael. Be like Michael. Shrug off the chains of being a procrastinator. 888-376-9692 or go online at WNYC.org.
Today, we're inviting you to become a sustaining member of WNYC. What's a sustaining member? Think of it this way. This is a specific vibration of air at a constant rate. It's what we have all agreed to call C. Now, if we add another vibration that we call E, that's an interval. Sounds pretty good, right? So what happens when I add a G? Now, it's a chord. Remember, you're that C note. You sound good. But combined with other notes, that's got some power to it, right? Now let's sustain that chord. Make it constant, unyielding. That's just like your WNYC membership. Your sustaining membership, that automatic monthly contribution, that's you hitting your note and holding it in combination with the sustained support of other members. That's what allows us to create the sophisticated stories, the smart conversation, and the independent journalism you hear every day. And it all comes back to you. Become a sustaining member right now. Here's how.
Call 888-376-9692 or WNYC.org. Click on donate. We are in the final moments here of this winter pledge drive at WNYC. We have a little less than $17,000 to raise between now and 7. That's about 17 minutes from now. So it's a hill. We got to sprint here, but we're going to do it. I know we can. We're going to do it together, but we need you to do it. 888-376-9692 or WNYC.org.
Carol in Hoboken just donated and wrote, I'm a sustaining member. I'm making this donation on behalf of my boyfriend who listens but never gives.
Nice.
I have a lot of thoughts about that, but I'm just going to limit it to Carol. Thank you very much. I hope your boyfriend is listening right now and realizes what a prize he has in you. But maybe you know someone who listens all the time and can't give. Make a donation in honor of them so you can feel good about it and they can feel good about it, and you know that you are supporting public radio. 888-376-9692, $10 a month or $120 a year will get you our pigeon T-shirt, which in my humble opinion is the greatest of all WNYC pledge gifts. Although if you go online at WNYC.org and you just want to peruse what the offerings are, there are tote bags, there are mugs, there are umbrellas. It's going to be spring soon. You know it's going to rain endlessly. But the real gift you get is knowing that you are sustaining public media, that you are making sure that listener-supported public radio is available, not just for you, but for everybody in your community. 888-376-9692 or give online at WNYC.org.
Again, we are in the last 15 minutes of this winter pledge drive. And like Kate was saying, in all seriousness, know that when you support WNYC, you're supporting community journalism in your community, for your family and your friends, for your neighbors, for folks maybe who would give if they could, but they don't have the funds right now. Sustain WNYC with that. Support public radio in your community right now in the final moments of this winter pledge drive. 888-376-9692. We have $17,000 to go in the next 15 minutes. It's also WNYC.org. Thanks.
This is Marketplace. I'm Kai Ryssdal. Many people in this economy are working more than just their 9-to-5s. Side hustles, gig work, call it what you will. Content creation, as amorphous as that phrase is a steady go-to for a lot of those people. And as the digital economy grows, Amazon wants to tap into that by paying regular everyday people to make product review videos for the Amazon website. Caroline O'Donovan wrote about these Amazon influencers for the Washington Post. Caroline, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
So this is all through, it's a formal, actual Amazon program, right?
That's right. It's called the Amazon Influencer Program.
And these people make money when people watch the videos and then go on to buy the product, yes?
Exactly. So imagine you're shopping on Amazon. You're not sure which, coffee maker you want to get. And you're clicking around. You're trying to look at the photos. Is it going to fit under my counter overhang? You end up watching a video. Maybe you thought it was like a customer video, or maybe you thought it was the seller. Sometimes it's these people who get paid a commission to make the video. So if you watch the video and you say, okay, that's the one I'm going to buy, and you buy it, someone in Wichita or whatever might make $1 or $3 from your purchase.
I don't have an entrepreneurial bone in my body, but even I recognize that the incentives here for these reviews to be overwhelmingly positive is the whole kit and caboodle here, right? Because if you do a negative review, nobody buys, you don't make any money. You do a positive review, people buy, you make money.
Right. I think that's something a lot of these influencers were sort of wrestling with. They don't want to mislead people. A lot of them have already gone through being part of multi-level marketing schemes. Mm-hmm. They didn't like pushing products on their friends. Like these were, honorable, nice people who didn't want to feel like they were tricking people in order to make money. But like you said, if someone sends you a free product, and you're making a video of it, you're not going to make any money if you say, hey, this was garbage. So, I talked to one lady who was sent a free hair dryer and her hair got sucked up into it because the vent was in the handle. She's okay. Okay, all right. But, she sent the hair dryer back. And ended up not making a video of it, but then the company sent her another product to review. So it's sort of this question of like, well, should you make a negative review of the hairdryer so other people don't buy it, or you just kind of sit it out, Yeah. I imagine you watched a zillion of these things. Did any of them entice you to, even on your dime or the Washington Post's dime, to buy the product? The Washington Post is definitely not spending money on Amazon.com on my behalf or anyone else's behalf. I will say that there was one outdoor reclining lounge chair that might fix a very particular problem that I have that I have been tempted by. Wow.
All right. Well, there you go. That's a positive thing. And we should say, we'll get the disclosure in as we did last time. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon and in his personal capacity owns the Washington Post.
Thank you.
So we'll get that out there. What happens when these people run out of things in their home to review, right? Because that's what, at least it looked to me like a lot of these people were doing, stuff in their homes, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a video about this.
Totally. So that's one of the things that captured my attention at first. So some people go to stores, like when they're doing their grocery shopping, they might scan stuff so that they know that the new things that they're buying are products that they can review, maybe shopping off the Amazon bestseller page. But then, some people really do start to push the bounds of maybe what you would think is like an honest review, like booking an Airbnb just so you can review all the items in the Airbnb. I'm saying review, but I think it's an open question if these are reviews or just paid promotional content, right?
Yeah, they're like product placements.
Yeah,
for sure. This is just the latest in a string of side hustles that the digital economy is giving us, right? I mean, it's sort of a natural extension.
Totally. I mean, a lot of the people doing this also are on websites like Fiverr, making, cheap digital content. So it's definitely part of a broader trend of people doing, little bits of online gig work, essentially, right? Like getting paid very small fees to create little bits of content. And it's part of, Amazon offers a lot of different ways that they want you to try to make money on their site, whether you're making deliveries in your own car or in one of their vans, or you're selling stuff. That's something I'm really interested in, is all the different ways Amazon sort of advertises itself as this way you can ride its coattails, right, and access the scale of its platform.
This is a little flip, but it's Amazon's economy and we're all just kind of living in it.
I wouldn't say that you're wrong.
Yeah. Caroline O'Donovan at The Washington Post. Caroline, thanks a bunch. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
There are moves afoot in Washington, you might have heard, to ban TikTok in this country unless it is spun off from its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. The social media platform has run afoul of both Democrats and Republicans in Congress, and the White House is said to be mostly on board, so this might actually go somewhere. Over in Europe, meanwhile, a big new antitrust law takes effect today, a law that's going to bring some big changes to how the biggest tech companies do business there. Google and Apple are going to be forced to open up their mobile operating systems to downloads and payments from outside their app stores. There's going to be no more default browsers like Safari on iPhone or default search engines like Bing on Windows. Meta has to let users delink their Instagram and Facebook accounts. And messaging apps, that'd be like iMessage, WhatsApp, and Signal, they all have to be interoperable. But as Marketplace's Megan McCarty-Carino reports, any law is only as strong as its enforcement.
This isn't the EU's first big effort to regulate the tech sector. Since 2018, Europe has had comprehensive data protection rules known as the GDPR. And enforcement has gone so-so, according to analyst Eric Seufert with Mobile Dev Memo. He says Meta, Amazon, and Google have slow-walked compliance, tied up claims in court, and often just paid hefty fines rather than change their practices.
The fines may seem eye-popping, but in the context of the revenue of some of the largest tech companies in the world, they're just seen as sort of a cost of doing business.
The new Digital Markets Act was crafted with those challenges in mind, says Nicholas Rodelli at CFRA.
The animating lesson from a case-by-case enforcement approach is that it's far too slow to be relevant.
He notes violating the DMA could be more costly than running afoul of GDPR. The new law imposes fines of up to 10% of a company's global revenues, or up to 20% for repeat offenders. Where the GDPR relied on member countries to bring complaints, the DMA establishes a Europe-wide commission.
But the real question is going to be, do the enforcers have the resources and commitment necessary to really launch and finish investigations?
Samir Jain at the Center for Democracy and Technology points out the commission will have only about 80 staff members to investigate companies that have a big financial incentive not to cooperate. Anu Bradford, a law professor at Columbia, says there's a lot at stake in demonstrating the DMA can be enforced.
We need to now show that you can actually have democratically accountable governments set rules and enforce rules.
Especially as the EU rolls out two other major reforms governing social media and AI. I'm Megan McCarty-Carino for Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by JLL, committed to uncovering investment opportunities so clients have smarter solutions to their commercial real estate market challenges. JLL.com. See a brighter way. And by Indiana University's Kelley School of Business, developing tomorrow's business leaders through the nationally ranked Kelley Direct Online MBA. More at iu.edu/online MBA. And by Buyside from the Wall Street Journal. Buyside's reviews and recommendations help consumers decide how to spend their time and money at wsj.com/buyside.
This final note on the way out today, which was kind of inevitable. United Airlines says it's going to have to pause hiring new pilots. CNBC had the memo to staff. Here is the operative sentence. We wanted to let you know that United will slow the pace of pilot hires this year due to continued new aircraft certification and manufacturing delays at Boeing. Ticker symbol BA, the Boeing in question, down 20% year to date. John Buckley, John Gordon, Rick Card, Diantha Parker, Amanda Peacher, and Stephanie Seek are the Marketplace editing staff. Amir Bibawi is the managing editor. I'm Kai Ryssdal. We will see you tomorrow, everybody. This is APM.